Hi, Fourth year. How are you? I am so excited at the thought of maybe teaching you in the real world this time next week. That would be so cool. Um, so I'm hoping to have a quick chat, quick phone call with all of you this week. Obviously, I'm aiming to phone you in our timed lessons, but if not, I'll give you a quick email to sort of pinpointed maybe a lunchtime or break time where we can just have a quick chat so that you know where we're starting off next week and how to catch up if you need to catch up or what the plans are in the first week back. And it'll be so nice to speak to you and see you. I can't wait. Right, today's lesson is about imagery. Now, as you know, there's a phrase, a famous phrase that's a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, that's a famous phrase. And basically, you can have word pictures too. So what is a word picture? If I read a sentence and suddenly there was a picture in my mind, then that would be a word picture. Like, my love is like a red, red rose. We've been doing the sick rose, haven't we? But my love is like a red, red rose. Suddenly, ding, I can see a picture of a rose in my mind. And suddenly, if I think about what that rose means, then actually it contains a lot of information. So if my love is like a red, red rose, roses, as you know, are beautiful, are precious, they smell nice. So it kind of gives the impression that love is really nice. Love is really precious. Red is passion. But red rag to a bull is also danger. Oh, and you've got those nasty bits at the bottom of roses, the thorns, they can also hurt you. So it's quite a good image because it talks about all the glamour of love. But actually there's a dark side to love as well. You know, you could get hurt by it, you know, like the thorns. So it's basically a really quick way of getting across a lot of information about something, okay? And it's also a way of getting it into your head. If you can picture your love is like a red, red rose, if that's actually got into your head and you can see it, then you're 10 times more likely to remember it. So that is why writers use images. Okay, they use word pictures because they know you remember them and know if you look at them long enough, you can figure out things about them. So there are 3 types of images, but you don't really have to know this, but it's good if you're trying to spot them because sometimes in the close reading paper they ask you to spot them. There are similes. If you remember in class I always do something silly. Similes got an "l" in it, so I say you can use like or as. So my feet are like, well, they're like giant's feet, or as big as giant's feet. Metaphor, there's no L in it, so you have to say it is something. So my feet are giant's feet. Okay, so in some ways it's a little bit stronger a metaphor. And then we've got personification. Personification, if you can hear personification, can you hear there's a word person in it, person, and a person is someone who's alive. So it's basically when we give living qualities to something that isn't living. Like some people say, "Oh, have you heard the wind howling tonight?" A wind can't howl because a wind hasn't got lips and can't go "Ooh, oh," but it does make that kind of "ooh" noise, doesn't it? So in some ways it is howling. Or in Welsh we say "Mae gloch wedi ganu," which means the bell is singing. Now the bell can't sing, but at the end of the day on a Friday afternoon, you might be so happy that the bell has rung. It actually sounds really happy and joyous, like brrr. So it's almost like somebody's singing. Okay, so the bell is singing instead of ringing. Okay, so you picture in your mind someone singing and it's the bell. So what I want you to do is to have a look at the images underneath and try to analyse them. That means try to look at them and figure out what did the writer want you to think about it. Now, in every image, there's always something real and something imagined. So for example, let's take about the two I've just looked at. My feet are like giant's feet. Obviously, the thing that's real is my feet, because I've never seen a giant. And the thing that's imagined is a giant's foot. Let's take the one about the bell. My gloch wedi ganu. The bell is singing. The bell is real. The singing is not. Yes? So that's the first thing you have to do. You have to separate the image into what's real and what is imagined. Okay? Then, what I want you to do in the table underneath, I want you to think of what's real. Make you think what does it make you think of? So let's talk about the bell. The bell is singing, right? Bell is real. Bell is often loud. A bell is to tell you you're on time. A bell is often high. A bell can often tell you the end of things, maybe. Okay, singing. Singing is usually quite happy. Singing also is loud, is high-pitched sometimes. Singing is makes you feel good. You know, la. Okay, right. So I've done my real, the bell, and I've done my singing. What that makes me think of. Now here's the thing. Do it in the table. Try and link them. Okay, right, so say now you said you have to be really talented to sing. Can you link that to a bell? Nah. Right, a bell is often, singing can be loud. Can I link that to a bell? Yes, I can use that one. Is singing quite happy? Yeah. Can I link that to a bell? Well, a Friday afternoon bell, yes. Singing loud, I think we've said that. Singing can be quite high-pitched. Yeah. Singing grabs your attention. Can a bell grabs your attention? Yes. Okay. So the ones that I can link, you can draw an arrow across the table, think, yeah, singing and a bell can do both things. That means your idea can be used. So then when you in the blue box come to write, just say, so you just pick up some of the ideas from the imagined box. So just as singing, and only pick the ideas that could be linked to the real. Just as singing is loud and happy, okay, so the bell grabs your attention and makes you happy on a Friday, okay? So how can the imagined link to the real? Try and do that. So, or if you want to take my feet one, just as a giant, oh, don't be too mean to me, just as a giant foot is huge and ugly, so Mrs. Sinclair's feet are very large and unsightly. Okay, so you link one to the other. If you remember in your checkpoints, there was one in there that said something like about how nasty comments on Facebook were like being in the stocks. So that's a simile, like. So nasty comments from Facebook were like being in the stocks. And if you remember, stocks are when it's got a piece of wood and you're forced in, and your arms are forced in, and people used to throw rotten food at your face and you couldn't get out, and that was your punishment, to be humiliated in front of everyone, and you were like stuck, and that's being in the stocks. Okay, plank of wood where your head's in there. There's a little hole, it kind of opens up, your head goes in and your arms go in and you're stuck, and there's, it's been locked. Why would that work, being in the stocks? Well, if you're in the stocks, you can't control anything, you're humiliated, you can't get out, and it tends to be really unpleasant stuff coming at you, just like being on Facebook or Twitter, whatever. you can't control the content, you can't get rid of it, you can't, there's horrible comments being made. So they were real, there were links. Okay, so the strategy is just as, and tell me the imagined bit, but only the bits I can link to the real, and then and then go to the real. We'll do this loads more in class, so don't worry if you can't get it. Even if the only thing that you can get is you have to make a real imagined table, and you can work out in an image what is real, what is imagined. I will be delighted. Can't wait to see you soon, folks. Bye. Oh, by the way, sorry about the song. It does get in your head though, so it does the job. Simple is a metaphor. Bye.